Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CDL Stage 1 Major. It's time for some elimination games. Paris Legion versus Florida Mutineers. What study? Back-to-back 3-0s in my bracket right now? Yep, this is what I'm doing to it. It's chalked, pal. It's done. We are out of here. I don't know about how your predictions are doing, but mine are just straight in the garbage.
Mine are awful, man. It started on day one. Once I picked Seattle, they went down nice and early. It's been chalked ever since.
Yeah, it's not been a fun time for our pick'ems, but hey, you know what? Maybe there's a chance where we can start to improve in them now. Again, back-to-back 3-0s. Excited to see what we have in regards to this series, right? Paris Legion v Mutineers. A lot of excitement, of course, in regards to this series, but hey, we got to meet our teams. Let's put our hands together for the Paris Legion. Paris Legion, 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 Paris Legion.
Wonderful start here for Paris Legion. Paris Legion just about pushed that player off the hard point.
Just can they clutch up and go big?
Classic just being aggressive in the plane.
Fire's got to get on the bomb, and he will. He finds the kill.
Unbelievable stuff.
Awkward from the back end, able to pick up 3 along the way.
Paris Legions.
What a round!
Paris Legion, Paris Legion, Paris Legion, Paris Legion, Paris. All right, okay. I think I hit like 50, 60 study. Regardless, man, this team, they have looked excellent, right? Skrapz, yeah. Classic, Aqua, Fire, coming into the year. No one really had a whole lot of expectations on this team, but they have proven everybody wrong. How great has Paris looked lately?
Oh man, lately these guys have just been getting better and better as the matches go on. We saw them have a phenomenal series versus Florida during that stage 1 where they 3-0'd this team. So they're going to be feeling really confident in this matchup here, but just overall for this team, I thought they were going to be bottom 12. But these guys are just improving every single day, every single match. I'm excited to see them here.
Absolutely, it's going to be fun to see exactly how the boys start to play. What you know, Skrapz, Aqua, they've been definitely performing. But hey, yeah. We also have another team to meet, and they looked absolutely terrifying yesterday. Let's go ahead and meet them from the deep, the Florida Mutineers.
The dictionary defines redemption as the deliverance of persons or things from the possession and power of captors.
It is a 3-0 victory over the Florida Mutineers.
As the act of making something better. As the act of making up for a loss.
It is over, and that is a shocker for the Mutineers.
We define it as inevitable. You can count our KD. You can count our headshots. You can count our hill time. What you can't do is count us out.
And those are your Florida Mutineers. I mean, what study? A team coming into the season we had a lot of hype for. They don't play great to kind of start things off, but boy, was it a different story yesterday versus Seattle. What, Big Wake, Skies, those two together were absolutely lethal, putting up 1.3s on the surge. I mean, what did you make of the Mutineers' performance yesterday?
Oh man, they were unbelievable. Every single map, there was a different player stepping up. It was Awakening in the control. It was Skies in the hardpoint, Neptune in the search and destroy. Don't forget, that was one of the sickest clutch we've seen in a really long time out of a rookie player. So with this team, I'm completely wiping all of their stage matches because yesterday they were a brand new roster. Skies came to play. Awakening is just doing big wake things, completely dominating the map. I'm excited to see this rematch between these two teams because obviously last time it ended in a 3-0 for Paris, but the way that Florida came out and played yesterday, I'm expecting a totally different story.
Yeah, as we saw our maps and modes, that Garrison Hardpoint, whenever these teams faced off against each other for that first time, I think it was a 30-point victory for Legion. But again, it's hard, right? Because you're looking at the Mutineers now and you're saying, this is just a different looking roster. Like, Awakening in the interview was like, yeah, it's kind of easy just to know where people are in this game. I mean, I think I tweeted it. Big Wake is different. He's just a different kind of human being, and I love it, man. He has been dominating for the roster, and again, it can't be understated. It was a team victory yesterday. I mean, we could call out a number of different moments from Slacked. Obviously, you called it there, Neptune, the rookie, right, comes through with like the 1v4 Clutch, along with the the sneak defuse there at the end, or not the sneak defuse, but just the .1, .2 defuse. It was madness yesterday, to put it lightly. But let's go and take a look at our game fuel keys to victory. We'll start things off with the Florida Mutineers. Study, what are we looking at?
Build off yesterday's win. Anything that comes to par from this point on, the brand new team, they gotta be feeling really good. And then close out the search and destroys when you have a chance. Last time these two teams matched up, came out to a 1v1 between Slacked and Classic. Classic ended up walking away with the Ninja Defuse. And then everyone needs to invest in their game like Caesar Skies Bunnell. And that's insane, man, because yesterday the guy went on an 11 kill spree, and that's just something that you don't expect out of a player like Caesar, because he's been a phenomenal player last year. He kind of had a slow start to the beginning of this year, but yesterday, he's back in full form, man. I'm excited to see him play today.
Oh, definitely. He's definitely one of the guys that you kind of have to have circled in regards to this series, just in regards to the way that they've been playing. But now for the Paris Legion, keys to victory for them. Start things off, match the slang and playmaking of Florida's ARs. Again, they put up 1.3s yesterday. Clean up the execution in S&D and get first bloods. They also need that third Slayer/playmaker to kind of step up and help out with Skrapz and Aqua. And, correct me if I'm wrong, Study, but I'm really expecting a lot. I think it was Scump in the interview who was like saying, hey, the Major's different. Now's the time to play. I'm looking at Fire, right? A fellow rookie, he and Neptune battling it out. I know there's a lot of conversations about who can kind of be that rookie of the year. Obviously, we see Diamondcon in the last series, and obviously he's had a great season, and not necessarily referencing that series versus Chicago, but I think he could be that third guy consistently for this roster, and I'm hoping to see that starting off in this match today.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you look at Fire, rookie, he has the potential to really put the ceiling high for a lot of these players, because a lot of people were just talking about this player before the even season started. So now he's gonna get his feet wet in his first major, but he's going up against a phenomenal team in the Mutineers. Yesterday we were coming off a hot win. They're gonna get this replay on this very first map from their last series, which is gonna be Garrison. Last time these two teams played, Florida Mutineers had a chance to win this game. They just didn't use their streaks correctly on P3. Let's see what kind of adjustments they're gonna make on this time around.
It's all about adjustments. Mutineers, Legion, an elimination game. Loser goes home, and the winner advances. But we talk about this map specifically. It's actually pretty good for both of them. And I know, granted, it was Paris who pretty much won this in the earlier match that they had. But Paris 3-0 on Garrison Hardpoint. However, for Florida, not as great of a record, but they've taken Chicago and Atlanta on this map specifically. And you talk about those two teams clearly at the top of their game. It's going to be a fun one to start things off. Both rosters comfortable in the hard points, and Neptune getting some good work here early. Paris with the preferred spawns in regards to top green, and as they pretty much clear the table and Awakening goes back to the respawn screen, Legion looking good to start.
And one player that I really wanted to focus on was Aqua. He needs to match that intensity with that assault rifle with the likes of Awakening and Sky. So far, he's a 1.17 in hardpoint, the best player on the Paris Legion in this game mode. And so far, he's starting off hot 4-0 to the young man. Eventually, he's going to drop, but job well done on that P1 hardpoint. Going to be fully set up for P2. It's going to force Florida to try to work around the backside bricks. But so far, Paris Legion are coming out this map #1 hot.
Yeah, Paris Legion. Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing well, at least to start things off. What a nice 40-7 beginning. And it looks as if we have a few players trying to make their way inside of green. Neptune to be the next one up, and at least for now, maybe waiting for the teammates, waiting for that group push, and right around the corner, it's the AR of Aqua ready to greet you. Skrapz as well. Fire drops through the back, so you have somewhat of a better push going. This Fire will be off of the respawn. And really from Florida, nothing earning, nothing really going for them right now. Constantly getting picked off, and this is Legion going to be up, roughly around 80 points heading into this next rotation. Not a great start for them. The battles are already going down in regards to that next HP. Skrapz 4 in a row. How great has Manny Marshall been, my man? I mean, it's for Legion, it wasn't just kind of a one-player performance over this recent stretch. It's not just been Aqua, but it's been Skrapz as well. A dynamic duo and taking it to Florida early.
Yeah, and you see what they are doing. Paris Legion are pushing right through middle. They still have two Florida Mutineers players spawning all the way out on the opposite side. Last player alive is going to be Slacked, but the Paris Legion players are spawning towards that backside of P3, so they have to try to eliminate him. They're able to take down Slack now. All they have to do is turn around and focus on the front. Awakening and Skies, 2 big kills with those XM4s. Here comes Neptune with the third. But eventually, Paris Legion, regardless of them fighting early for these spawns, it's looking like that Florida Mutineers are going to be fully set up and be able to fight back into this game with this P3.
This is what they need, right? A solid start from the Legion. Florida starting to make somewhat of a comeback. But let's actually go to an Astro Gaming listen-in with the Legion.
Wait, fuck, we get in the bag. P1, one bullet. I'm jumping on you. Are you in vent? Yeah, but one drop on me. One tunnel on you. I'm alive. Below me, guys. I spawn back. Below me. Below me, no, just man. Top 41 bullet. I'm trying to get you. No, 40 mid. Nice. Side, mid plant. Yeah, hit him. Stay down. Behind me. Get my cross. Stay top green. Okay. What's mid right now? I have cross. Guys, back floating, absolute floating. I don't see caution. Every time. Yeah, my you cross. Stay down on time. No, you right now. Stay down. One more you now. One in hill, absolute behind the gray box. Yeah, gray box. Gray box then. Just leave. Stay alive on hill, got you. Yo, big door. I got you. Caution, came on. He's low rails above. Low rails come in. Behind the sky rails. He could be on the ground. I got him. Close picture. Victor gun. I have you. Could be you. One tunnel. I'm looking at tunnel rush. I don't see him. Back loading. Nice. Victor. Make sure Luke gets those streaks. I'm playing back. I'll get time. I'm gonna show.
Said before the game, I'm looking for a solid start from Fire, and he has given me exactly what I requested, 13-8 on the 6th spree. Let's study. We'll see if we can kind of continue with it, as one player right around the corner says goodnight to Slacked. And really in the midst of this has already got one streak, and he's hoping to grab the other as well. Florida, despite having that rotation, they're also getting wiped away. Well, I gotta say, I like the comms from them for the most part, as a team that really hasn't been together for all that long. All new players together. I think everything's sounding pretty nicely right now, Studdy. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it sounds beautiful. Aqua is stepping up to that plate, being the leader that this team needs to be. He's telling people where they need to be, going top green, making sure you're watching over my cross. Just the communication between this team right now is really clicking. Mutineers, they're down by by 80 points, so they have to try to fight back on the second rotation of hard points. But the way that the Paris Legion are playing that very first set has been insane, man. The communication's there, crossfires are there, trays are there. Everything is clicking right now for the Legion.
Yeah, and if you're Mutineers, I mean, you just got to get somebody going, right? This is kind of not the greatest way to start this one off. Down 70 coming into the next set of rotations as we'll head back to P1. What Neptune 12-13 as we look through the stats just to kind of get a little bit of a better gauge. Awakening 5-13, Skies 8-17, the ARs that put up 1.3s yesterday. Not having a great start. Legion completely taking over this game, and I think a majority of it has to do for that very reason. Is what they're going to be in a good position to grab the remainder of this time. I thought for a moment Florida may try to engage, but they're just going to go ahead and rely on that P2 look. For Paris, they're going to try to go for the backside push through bricks. First person in play is going to be Classic. He's also on a 5 spree himself. Finally gets cut down. Somewhat of a trade, so Florida have a moment to breathe. But my goodness, man, this has just been all Legion all game long. And I'm shocked as we took a look at the stats. The ARs, they're just not there right now.
Yeah, they're not there, man. You see Paris Legion, they're just doing everything they can to win the rotations. Fires is eventually going to use his artillery strike to get these guys off of this hard point. Unfortunately, he kills himself there. That's going to drop 3 for Paris Legion. That's going to force Paris Legion to all spawn towards P3. So this is exactly what the Mutineers need. They need to get a full 60 and potentially try to force Legion to spawn out towards the backside of this P2 to try to chain P2 and P3 together. Classic and the boys from Paris Legion are just holding middle map. I'm not expecting them to give another push towards this top green area. You just want to save this. You just want to get all these kills, but it's looking like the boys are going to try to commit to this. Fire is going to win a huge gunfight. Big 2-piece out of Fire. 21-12 for the rookie. He's having a game right now. And so far, this is the worst case scenario for the Mutineers. They're not getting any of this time. Paris Legion are going to be fully set up for P3. Oh, man, the Mutineers need to answer, man. Awakening these guys need to wake up.
Yeah, they got to have a break, and it needs to be now. This is where the game can start to get even more out of hand. And you might even chalk it up once this hill comes to a close. As we set things up, we'll look what the Florida Mutineers have in mind. Awakening there for the first pick. Skies tries to jump in, and it's really just great teamwork, great communication. Despite that, though, Florida, they will get the spawns back here. So, granted, the way that first push isn't the greatest, but and you've got spawn advantage, 30 valuable seconds left, ones that the Mutineers need to get, and they need to make sure that Paris aren't touching the hill. Neptune up close, he's doing the work that he needs as well. So, but kind of a shaky beginning for Mutineers, but they get the spawns. Credit to guys like Slack for playing that role, and they'll manage to jump in. Again, it's going to have to continue to be this way. Need to play nearly perfect hardpoint throughout the remainder as Legion look to lock up mid. Nice positioning, possibly for Neptune. If he could get this pick, that would be big, but not going to go his way. Paris set up for next, and they continue to find picks through mid.
Oh man, Paris Legion have a phenomenal setup on this hardpoint so far. This is the second time they're on this rotation for this hardpoint for P4, and the way that they are set up is just completely just taking down the players from the Mutineers by layers. Classic gonna slide up, able to take down Awakening. Now it's forcing all the players from the Mutineers to push too dark. Here comes Neptune, but fire with a big two-piece from Bridge. He's gonna get traded. Time is still going in favor of the Paris Legion, only needing 10 points. Skrapz with a big win on that hard point, only needing 5 seconds left. Oh my God, Paris Legion have come to play today, Lando.
Woo. They have absolutely come to play today. That hard point streak now only continues. Is what now 4-0 on Garrison. I think teams are going to watch back the VOD of this one and say, all right, it's over. We're not going to play the Legion on this one. We're going to give them their props, give them their respects. And again, it's crazy to me because we saw the way that Florida looked in the respawns. I think it was Awakening who goes double negative. Obviously, you have a chance to regain. You have a chance to try to turn things around in the search and destroy, but it is all smiles from Skrapz. I mean, really off the beginning. I think you have Fire's performance, which really helps this team a lot. And but to kind of start the series off, it was like, hey, we kind of need this third guy. We need somebody to step up. And clearly it was a team effort throughout this one. But hey, Fire has one of his best maps throughout his entire rookie season. And we see the Mutineers just get bodied.
Man, and if you're Fire, you got to be feeling really good, man. Your first major of your entire career, you come out the gates like that. Put your team up 1-0 in the series. Now you're going to go into a search and destroy. Don't forget, these guys do have the confidence to beat these guys. They previously 3'd them in one of our Stage 1 matches. But if you're the Paris Legion, great way to start the series. If you're the Mutineers, this S&D needs to be the bounce back.
It has to be. And unfortunately for Mutineers, I mean, search and destroy really hasn't been the name of the game for them. But hey, anything's possible. It's on their home turf when we come back after this break. It's Miami Search and Destroy, Legion v Mutineers. Stay with us.
And I must admit, Paris are holding this one together. Slack goes down as well. It's 10 seconds now on the clock. Skies, he can't get it done either. Awakening, the final push. You're going to have to kill 3 players and get your body onto the point. And it is not happening. Bonne nuit to the Florida Mutineers.
Go, boys, man. let's fucking go. Good win, boys, man. The statement game.
Skrapz, though, he's under the steps, just hiding, and they're on fire. Fire gets 2, Skrapz gets a kill, 6-3, win the Legion.
Nice. Let's go, man. Let's go, man.
How about the Legion performing well and having a nice run currently in regards to stage 1 coming into the major? Some questions: can they keep it up? Can they kind of be that Cinderella story team in the losers bracket or in the elimination bracket? And they are looking excellent to start things off. But Study, we were kind of coming into this, a lot of momentum for Florida, but it has been all Legion up to this point. In regards to KDs this season, it's been Aqua, right? It's usually leading the way, and we know the talent this guy has, right? I mean, he is just absolutely unbelievable. Very, very talented, and the respawns, especially to start things off. I think he's number 3 in hardpoint KD, and number 6 in control KD. So really performing well, and again, when the team starts to unite, when it is a team performance, we know how talented the Legion can be based solely off of that last hardpoint map.
Yeah, definitely shows, man. That first hardpoint that they just played was just beautiful. Even during the comms, you heard Aqua being the leader, stepping up, making sure he's putting all his players where they need to be. But now they're going into a Miami search and destroy. When you talk about this map, it's all going to be about what is going to happen when you're deciding to rotate this bomb towards the later rounds of your offense. Are you going to decide to just strictly push towards that A site and fight 2 players that are going to be watching over, or are you going to be being aggressive towards B and then potentially trying to draw all the attention there, wrapping it back to A? So I'm excited to see how this map is going to work between these 2 teams.
Here we go, search and destroy. A rebound needed for the Mutineers. No surprise with the amount of Krigs that we got on the map. Both teams 1-1 on Miami search and destroy, but it's really not been great in this overall mode throughout stage 1. Mutineers 1-5 in S&D, 2-6 for the Legion. But I gotta say, in the 2 times the Mutineers have played it, it has been all awakening. On Miami specifically, he's averaging 12 kills per game, 2.4 KD. He's averaging 5 long shots per game, and a majority of that is because of that Krig. But Krig gonna come into use. Fire trying to keep that momentum coming into the S&D, and wiping away Skies is a nice way to do it. Rotation now over at this B site, and the only player who can really give a whole lot of information on whether or not the push is going to be here is Slacked, and he's going to have to try and dip out. 20 seconds. Again, no one from the Legion has dropped just yet. That's going to be a free plant for Classic. We'll see how the Mutineers look to retake this. Again, bomb planted. Black instantly wants to go for the Chow. Classic aware of it. We'll see how the crossfire begins to look for Paris. So here comes the dive. Here comes the push. Neptune, the first one to falter. Blacked as well. Looking for a peek, looking for a spot. Not going to happen. And how about Maddie Marshall coming through with 3 right into the blender? Go the Mutineers.
Oh, man, what a phenomenal first offense out of the Legion right there. I just talked about it right before that map started. The late game rotations all towards the opposite bomb sites. Slack had all the information at that B site, but Awakening and his teammate who were at that A site did not see anyone with 30 seconds remaining, so they decided to wrap back. Unfortunately, the Paris Legion are fully set up at that point. Skrapz with a big 3-piece on the round. Good first offense out of the Legion. Now let's see what the Mutineers are able to do on their offense. Are they going to decide to do the same exact thing? Just bring this bomb towards A and eventually wrap it back towards B. But it's looking like 2 players.
3 at A.
Yeah, they're going to have 3 at A. So this might be a perfect blind counter.
My goodness, everybody try to take their talents to South Beach, right? We're in Miami, after all. Grabs from the back. Classic up close. He knows it. He's gonna be able to find the pick. No, he's not. Guys is gonna dip away. The team challenge is gonna be there. And 2 players not able to take down Classic. Neptune is somehow alive. Decides to go for the Chow, but the nade is gonna distance him out. It really just gets unfortunate timing with that prone. Aim gets a little bit messed up. And the fight's only continued toward, I guess it's technically the North Beach if you're looking at the map, but nonetheless, 3-3. Bomb is down. And Classic knows exactly where it is.
This is the worst case scenario if you're the Mutineers. No players are going to be near that bomb site. Even if you pick up this bomb, you have to commit towards A. But Skrapz is in a position to take down Awakening. Now it's going to be a 3v2. Skies has to do everything to get this bomb. He knows Classic is here. Classic with this submachine gun is trying to locate him, but all the players have to do from Paris Legion is just stay alive. That blind counter right there, just putting the bomb carrier down, was the best play that they could possibly have done. And right there, that's going to be 2-0 for Legion.
A scary 2-0 at that. I mean, what for Mutineers? Just not able to get anything going, right? Pretty much roaming through the sand. Couldn't really get much going after that initial play coming through from Classic, and he causes enough problems. Paris are aware of it, and honestly, props to Paris for just kind of being aware of that early push over at A. Again, if you're new to Search and Destroy on Miami, a majority of the pushes, historically, are going to be over at B. Good stuff from Legion early. Skrapz starting things off 5-0. This is where streaks can start to become a problem if you are Mutineers. Of course, once a swap to that Krig, gets a little bit of a speed boost from the 74U, and see if they can find a pick.
Yeah, so Legion are deciding to play this through Garage. They have one player who's on the outskirts just watching over the entire B-bomb. One player who's far right all the way at A, playing for that island player who's going to potentially try to go for the flank. But everything so far is being watched. The action is starting to go about. The Garage side, Slack is able to spot Classic. Trying to keep him away. 40 seconds are going to be ticking. So, see all the players from the Paris Legion deciding to wrap back now towards that B site. So, they're going to have to commit to this. Aqua's going to drop. So, the Mutineers have a 4v3. They have 3 people also at this B site. It's going to be a hard plant. The Classic,
great
not
shot.
if you're hitting shots like that. Able to take down Neptune. Now it's a 3v3 situation. He spots one in the back alley. A nade's going to come in, but the bomb should be planted.
Bomb goes down from Classic, and Slack, he's looking for the angle, he's looking for the opportunity. Does he time it right? He does. Able to take down one. Now a 2 versus 3 for the Legion. And they are not really near that bomb site. However, Skrapz does have the angle. You have to be careful if you're the Mutineers. Challenging this one. Krig on the head glitch. They go for the bait and switch, and really nobody is able to make much work of it happen. Fire's going to be there for the potential trade, but he challenges to the side. Skrapz, meanwhile, ends up getting dropped, and somehow Fire's alive. Fire has escaped. He takes down Skies, but there's the trade, and it will be slacked. The sole man on Miami who's able to punch in the digits with, I don't want to say plenty of time, but it got a little bit scary. Sweat off the brow, and it's getting hot in Miami early.
Fire almost came out with that insane 1v3 clutch right there. It would have been great to watch, but you could just tell the communication right there out of the Mutineers was perfect. Bait and switch comes out of Slack and Skies to have Skies push out to this little closet room. Even though Awakening dropped, Skies was able to get a trade. And then at that point, just became 2v1. Slack with the heads up play, able to just take him down immediately and rush towards that bomb site. Good defensive hold right there out of the Mutineers. Good response out of them. Now, they're going to go on offense again. Just don't try to get the bomb all the way down on the opposite side of the map. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to commit towards this B site now. But the only thing is, Paris Legion have read this beautifully, and they're going to have 3 at B this round as well.
Good read from the defense. Slack just trying to get some information, and those darn trophies. Tell you what, caused me some problems in league play, that's for sure.
I die by them all the time.
Right, I know. They're insane. MVP to start the season off, but nice shots from Fire. Having a great performance all series long. Finds the opening kill. If you're Awakening, you're kind of relied upon for the information. Slack goes out for the challenge, and how about that one from the vet? Classic goes to the side, and the veterans are only going to continue to pick up these kills. 3 versus 1, and if you're Florida, I guess it's the one guy that you want. Awakening, last man alive, and he gets picked off from who other than Fire. Solid start from the Legion.
Man, Fire is playing with this swagger to him right now. You could just tell he's ready for the moment. Communication comes in right there that Slack this one shot, so Classic able to shoot the first player in the back, then eventually get the 2-piece onto Slack. But big first blood from Fire right there, man, onto Neptune. He's currently 6-1. Continuing that performance from that map number 1. You're the Paris Legion, you're just riding the wave right now. You're going into an offense once again. So far, both of your defensive holds have worked out perfect. Let's see if they decide to switch up the pace on this offensive round. It's looking like they're committing towards mid-map now. A couple shots are going to go down. Skies is going to have to reposition himself. But once again, Paris Legion, slow and steady, just trying to gain some information on the map, trying to spot some players over at A, and then trying to just flood out one bomb site together. But Aqua, the big first blood on a Neptune, is going to help a lot.
Yeah, the rookie gets cut off, and now for Paris. Yeah, they look to utilize this advantage. Florida, they kind of have to back out of the site, right? Their one man who was there to lock up the setup, he's gone. Information is currency. And Slack with all of it. Slack with all the bills, tries to take down 2, he will. The instant trade's coming in from Fire. So now 1 versus 1, Awakening v Skrapz, a much needed round, and Skrapz is gonna put it down. Paris cannot be stopped. Clutches or not, they find the first blood, and it comes down to Skrapz. And my goodness, it is just play after play. The Legion have come into this stage 1 major with anger, with frustration, something to prove. Skrapz 6-2, Fire 8-2. In Florida, with no real reply, Neptune, who went big in the search and destroy yesterday in that game 2 on Checkmate, 0-5 to start things off. I know we're early in the season in regards to rookie v rookie, but this one, it means something, man. How do you perform in the biggest of moments? In Fire, he's come to play. Florida, a much-needed situation for them. Down 4-1. Again, Search and Destroy has not been a great one for them. Known for their first bloods, and it's really been Legion up to this point. We've been able to put these ones away. Granted, Neptune makes it through, but Fire is there. And take a look at number 6 on the map. It's classic for the flank.
Yeah, they gained all the information. They sent 3 to beach side and were able to take control of mid-map. Go around the flank side as well. Classic, making great plays, able to take down Skies, but Awakening with the trade. Now it's going to be a 3v3. Aqua is in a situation where he has to try to win this, but Awakening is going to come out on top on that one. So now Skrapz and Fire left in a 2v3. Now it's all left up to Skrapz. They know exactly where he is. Good round out of the Mutineers on their offense. If you're the Paris Legion right there, that flank needs to be a little faster. They gave up a lot of time on the map. They only had 1 player at that B site. So they basically gave up control of that entire site, but Awakening with 2 huge kills right there to solidify the round.
What sense do you think he's playing on? I swear, I watched him with the Krig. It looks like 9-9. I don't know.
Oh my, the guy's a
honest,
beast, man. He's got to be 8-8.
Big
It's so
Wake
fast, man.
may have woken up in that round. We've been, we gave him a little bit of a hard time in that hard point. Goes double negative. Starts really have been talking about his stats with the Search and Destroy, and puts his stamp on round number 6. In Florida, it only needs to continue. And the offsite beginning for Legion is they'll administer 4 over at A, and Aqua with another pick takes down Skies. Again, it's Awakening here with the Krig. We'll see if something gets revealed, and it will. Aqua peeks out just a little bit too far. Now we've got ourselves a 3 versus 3. Currently a 2v2 on the bomb site. Classic again. Locking down the objective, and Neptune really just wants to get in the fray right now. After that Awakening round, I'd love to try and pick things up for the team. Classic throws out the utility. Neptune's going to read it. Really just kind of hanging out toward the beach side. All these ARs constantly ADSing everywhere, but Neptune, a nice shot. Awakening from afar. Pixel perfect as now Skrapz left all by himself. 7-3. Can he win it for the team? How big would this be? Going up 5-2. Reads the flank from Slacked. And a whole lot of time to work with as they'll look to try and play the time. 1 player from the back of Neptune. He's not going to see him. That peripheral vision. It's not good enough. Slacked on the flank. Can he take down Slacked? I think Slacked may have heard the steps. Second left, and oh my goodness, what could have been? What could have been for Skrapz? A near 1v2, but Florida, they're able to turn it around.
Oh man, it all starts with Awakening. Even though his teammate dropped right off the rip, him taking down Aqua was the biggest player of the round. They slowed down the players from the Paris Legion. It's looking like they were going to just try to take full commitment at that A site, but with Awakening getting that kill, obviously, big Wake. You don't want to challenge that guy, so you're going to play it a lot slower. So that gives Mutineers the round. Now, see Slack stepping up in the Search and Destroy. His team needs him right now to be the spark. And it's looking like they're going to have another A-bomb push. 2 players are going towards that A site, but Paris Legion once again are going for the complete blind counter, trying to take control of this beach side, trying to take control of the boat. And this can turn out bad for the Mutineers if they can't read this.
Players for Paris pushed up. They are hanging out just behind the boat. Aqua's trying to read it. Nothing gaining. Mutineers not confident about the push. Maybe a few engineer players calling out. Giving some information, but the rotation looks to be the play. And again, Slack, who's been here pretty much since the start of the round, trying to give the all clear.
Classic. He's in a great position to watch this cross. Unfortunately, all the players from Mutineers are going through this bottom boat area. Awakening's going to drop down. Big win onto Classic now. It's a 4v3 for the Mutineers. They should be able to get this bomb plant off at B. But some great shots are coming in onto Neptune. Is Fire going to be able to complete the kill? No, he's not. So the bomb is going to be planted. Neptune's still eating every single bullet from the Crimsix. Awakening, unfortunately, he's going to drop now. It's a 3v3 situation. Skrapz with a big kill onto Neptune. 3v2 now. For Paris Legion to try to win this round and put themselves at game point.
Aqua on the flank. Did he make the play? Fire from the front. He ends up getting dropped. Aqua, meanwhile, able to take down one. And there goes Skrapz. 1v1. Can Skies win it? No! It's going to be Aqua. Can he get to the site in time? Sprint Aqua! No, it's not going to be enough. Despite the 1v1 win, Aqua cannot get to the bomb site in time. And my goodness, the spark explodes. Florida Mutineers, they tied things up at 4-4. And what a sequence toward the end. I thought Aqua had made the play there, stud. I thought on the flank, that was going to be the moment. That was going to be the play. A solid effort from Skies as he takes down Skrapz. And that's really what it comes down to. Aqua had to sprint through him and get to the site, and not enough seconds left. 4-4 we go, and Florida Mutineers starting to climb their way back.
They're showing life, man. Skies just made a phenomenal play. It was turned out to be a 1v3. You only had to kill one guy, and then eventually kill Skrapz off the bomb. It just wasn't enough time for Aqua there, so phenomenal round right there out of the Mutineers to tie this game up. Classic, once again, trying to gain all the information around middle map. Gonna have 2 players from the Mutineers at that A site, 2 players at B. Awakening with the big first blood onto Fire. So now, once again, this is gonna slow down the push from the Paris Legion. They do not have any control of purple. Basically, don't have any map control whatsoever besides their side of the map. The time is starting to tick. They need to commit to a bomb site here pretty soon, or at least play a pick.
And Awakening finds the first blood. 0.97 first bloods. Mission Destroy kills per round. He's been absolutely electric. There goes Skies, and you see the crossfire that Florida have got set up now. Aqua tries to peek out. There he goes as well. And it's all left up to Skrapz. Number of different clutching situations for him, and this one, without a doubt, the most difficult. Trying to find anything he can, a limb of any kind, and the Florida Mutineers able to resurge back, now up 5 rounds to 4. And really, for me, Study, it's kind of been these first bloods. They've really started to make the comeback happen based off of those picks. And again, I know I kind of screwed up the stat earlier, but Florida Awakening specifically, #1, are tied with Classic for first bloods. And all the CDL able to come up with a big pick there onto Fire, who has really been the player for the Legion early. But here we go. Can the Mutineers... been talking a lot about their search and destroy. It's been about the first picks and not being able to really rebound. They've been able to do it here. It's been a major majority of why they're in this comeback position. Harris, they're going to play heavily at A.
Yeah, once again, they're trying to set up for that cross. They're going to put Classic at this middle alley to try to watch all of mid-map. Aqua's going to be at boat. And #5 player, Skrapz, is just going to be watching mid-map as well. But the teammate #8 in Fire is giving that information that the players are throwing a lot of tacticals towards that B site. Push is eventually going to come in, so you're going to see a bunch of Paris Legion players decide to wrap back. Here comes Classic at that half wall. Shots going to come down from Fire, but the bomb should be able to get planted. Classic with a big win onto Awakening, able to get out with his life. Now it's going to be a 4v3. for the Mutineers to have the potential to win this round and close out the map. Neptune with the big kill on the Classic forces into a 3v3 now, but Aqua, great shots onto Slacked. Now, the Mutineers need to hold. How are the Paris Legion going to try to retake this?
Legion trying to reconvene. 25 seconds left, and really Skies with his back position is going to cause some issues, but they want to try to get him out of the picture as soon as possible. Neptune jumps out. Neptune jumps out. Nobody's looking at him. Able to find one. He gets traded. And again, a 1v1. Skrapz versus Skies. Can he get the angle? And Skies is not going to give it to him. Not enough time to go for the defuse. A good effort from Skrapz, but this one belongs to Florida on their home turf. Able to bring it back. And search and destroy. The woes for Florida end here. And the Stage 1 Major is full of surprises, but we got ourselves a 1-1. No 3-0 today, Study. No 3-0.
Let's go, man.
I'm hyped.
Oh, man. Yeah, so am I, bro. The way that those first two series that we had today went just 3-0, 3-0. I was really hoping that that wasn't going to be the case for us, but the Mutineers make that answer, man. We were talking about it. Search and destroy needs to be there. Even though they started that map really slow, the mid-game adjustments, the clutches out of certain players, able to push them to end up winning that map number 2. Now we have a series tied 1-1. Awakening is awake. Skies is awake. I can't wait for this control, man.
Yeah, and this is, you know, a similar situation to what we saw yesterday. It was kind of, you know, feeding off the momentum coming into the control, and really that's where Florida kind of started to run away with it. But again, Awakening, slow start, finishes off 8-8. Sky, same thing, ends up going 9-9. Really, Skrapz, the only one with the all-star performance at 10-6. You see 8-7 there from Fire. Really, no one underperforming. I know Neptune kind of started to pick it up. We had a number of different kind of call-outs to players in regards to the search and destroy, but it kind of lived up to the way that we maybe kind of thought it would for the most part. But again, impressive stuff from the Florida Mutineers, able to make the comeback happen, and now we've got ourselves a wonderful series now coming into the control. But let's go and take a look actually back at our U.S. Army tactical play. It's actually going to be in round 8 of that last search and destroy. And again, one of many major plays coming down to clutch situations. Oh boy, this one, it was full of clutches, Study.
Yeah, it was, man, but Skies played this phenomenal. Aqua made an incredible play going around the flank, taking the super long round, was able to take down one, but Skies eliminating Fire, then playing his life beautifully right here, winning such a huge gunfight versus Skrapz to stall enough time so Aqua could not get the defuse. I think that was a swing round for me. We always talk about it. Rambo Ray always tells us 4-3 is a lot different than 5-3. 4-4 is a lot different than 5-3. So, great clutch right there out of Skies to give his team the momentum to eventually go on and win this map number 2. But, whew, man, we got a series.
We do. We have a series indeed. Big Awake, possibly Awoken coming into the control. Obviously, we got control checkmate up right after this, folks. Oh, alrighty, folks. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but the social media world has been lit on fire, to put it lightly, with a nice little fan for the Paris Legion. Not sure if you guys have been seeing it or not, at least on the Twitter sphere. But we got a little piece to commiserate good old Rob. We'll say Rob Butch. I know he's got a few different names, but we'll go with Rob for now. The biggest fan of the Paris Legion. Go and check it out.
I'm a Paris Legion fan. They may be in the losers bracket, but I believe in the boys. They will win. I'm going to say Paris Legion 100,000 times. And hopefully this great sacrifice does not go unnoticed or wasted. I only ask one thing, and that is to tweet at all of the Paris Legion boys so that they see this, because I'm about to go through absolute hell. Okay. Paris Legion. 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 Legion, Paris Legion, Paris Legion, Paris Legion, Paris, 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 Paris Legion, Paris Legion, Paris Legion, Paris Legion, Paris Legion. Paris, 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 Paris Legion, 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 Paris Legion. Oh my god. Holy. Holy. Oh, just under 10 hours.
Oh, I love the call to the community. Oh, we're a bunch of interesting folks. I tell you what, man, that's some dedication. He said Paris Legion 100,000 times, 10 straight hours, trying to give all his energy to his Paris Legion brethren. Oh my gosh. I mean, I was watching that video study. I didn't think it was real. I thought this has to be fake. There was no way that somebody spent 10 straight hours, 100,000 times, saying Paris Legion. But again, it's 2021. It's whatever, man. It's crazy stuff. And hey, maybe he's giving some life to this Paris Legion squad. I doubt they've seen the video, but if they have, do you think maybe it's giving them some momentum? I don't know, something, a little bit something.
They probably have, but I promise they didn't watch all 10 hours of it. I promise you that. But oh my god, dedication out of that guy. You gotta take your hats off to him, man. Hopefully Paris Legion send him some stuff, because that's true dedication right there.
Oh, absolutely. That is the biggest fan of Paris Legion without a doubt, and that's the reason obviously why I actually got a few tweets when we were starting off the series. I said Paris Legion. Everybody's like, "You just like Paris Legion a lot? You okay? Like you stutter?" Like, no, actually, it was a quick little shout out to our guy Rob. But hey, regardless, let's go into the control. Obviously, we're at a 1-1 scoreline. We'll set the laughter aside for now because it's all business, baby. Stage 1 major, loser goes home. We've got ourselves a series. Now it's time for some good old control on checkmate. Some good early starts from, I believe, from Florida. Despite the first blood, we slacked on the flank, trying to clear the board early. From Paris Legion, it is what it is.
Yeah, and you can just see what the Mutineers players are doing. They're on defense. So they're just trying to focus all the players from Paris Legion to come off spawn, potentially set up that spawn trap. Just keeping the line of sight towards their spawn. See Slack playing nice and slow in this plane. But a spot one, a couple of shots are going to go down, but he's going to drop. Skrapz with a big 2 onto Slack and Awakening, able to find the third onto Neptune. But Skies is there for the trade, so that's going to slow down Paris Legion's push once again. But they have to commit towards A now. Classic with the big kill onto Slack, trying to get the second onto Awakening. He's able to do so. So far, Paris Legion, they're coming out hot on their offense, but the Mutineers are doing a great hold so far.
Indeed, a nice crossfire set up from Florida. And again, if you're Legion, you're looking at that time saying, we don't have really anything to show for it. No ticks on either control points. Slack being the nuisance over here at B as he'll shut down Classic, old teammates clashing. Now Awakening in a great position to really just ruin the lives of Paris for now. And what, really in the back of the base, player 7 could make something happen. Aqua gets traded out. As the time starts to tick away, it is Florida dominating here in round 1.
Oh, man, what a phenomenal defensive round out of the Mutineers. It all starts with the break-off. They were able to get 2 kills right off the rip, set up their players exactly where they needed to be, hit towards the top wing, make sure you have plane control. And Neptune was pushed up all the way at yellow crate basically every single time he came off spawn, so it was forcing all the players from the Legion to spawn towards back blue. Even on the opposite side, they had them spawning towards yellow when players were pushed up on that right side. Just a great defense out of the Mutineers. Paris Legion need to answer back with this round of their own, because a map like this, defense is really strong. And if you can sneak out an offense, that's the best case scenario. But the Mutineers do what they need to do, win the defensive round. Now, can they win the offense?
All up to the Mutineers. Trying to bring it back in a great situation for the time as Neptune leads the streak now up to 5. Again, a big situation for Florida. Let's go to an Astro listening to the Mutineers.
Okay, top yellow crate, Yo, just hold with stairs, Let us
get a kill first,
Hold up, I'm playing low left. One's left wing, I'm on your left wing. Left wing, you look at. I'm sit out, one shot. You left one shot. What's the way to be? It's on the point. Then? Point done. No, on me, top right. Top right, jumping down their side. I got needed, A-search. Stay alive. We can try stacking B. No. Bottom wing done. I'm one more top wing. Plan on me. No, watch over you, cat B. I'm going okay. Exit door, one shot, Skrapz. Can someone get over here or no? I'm trying to go to you. Try to help him. Let's let it cross. Their side, Nick, one shot their side A. He may go great card anywhere. One shot, A and mid point. Top right. On A. I'm one shot. Play one shot. And there's one back up. Let's go. Great. I'm point down. Exit, going down. There's a point. One shot. Truck one shot, you lead. Exit, under wing.
I'm also starting to get away from the Mutineers. Today I want to ask you about the comms. Let's see real quick if they can try to get back on the points. As really they get wiped away over at A, and that pressure only looks to continue. We talk about checkmate, how really dominant it can be if the defense holds it well. And Florida look to be parking the bus themselves. I know they lose the round, but what'd you like from the communication there from Florida?
I just love the intensity, man. You could just tell the momentum has totally switched in their favor after that map number 2. They win a phenomenal defensive round, but like I said, offense is really hard to win on this map. Paris Legion do a phenomenal hold right there. But they did, if you're the Mutineers, it's a little better on this side because you didn't drop as many lives. So even if it does go 2-2, the team with the most amount of kills will get that defensive round. But a good answer so far from the Paris Legion. Let's see if they decide to switch up anything going into this offensive round.
I was kind of curious coming to this control. I know, really for Florida, it's not been a map that's been great for them at all, really. And just in general, I know they're 0-1 on this particular map and mode combination. But on checkmate anything, they're 0-5. So it has not been a great look for Florida to really start things off. Not a great battleground for them, but nice early starts, really from Neptune particularly. 11-6 for him. Now Florida will be back in the more preferred position on defense. Really shots going down as Awakening echoes throughout A straight, but it's nothing doing. Really what's been kind of a problematic situation. No real ticks for anybody. Paris Legion finally is able to do so. Not just one, but how about 2 ticks? Aqua trying to make some presence happen over in mid-plane. Skies is there to shut him down. And there we have it. Legion nice and early. Getting that A point, securing an extra minute on the clock. Time definitely in their favor. Life count as well. Slack will look to try to even that one out a little bit. That Slack to Neptune toward the A street, cutting down the flank.
Yeah, but so far, job done for the Legion. That break off right there was phenomenal. They sent 3 towards that A site. Aqua was the only player playing towards back plane steps, so they completely gave up the plane. But they opened up with the first blood, and eventually they stack it as a team. Cap that point nice and early. Now they're going to have a 2 live advantage. Slack is going to be in the plane. He's going to drop the Skrapz, and this is going to be the opening. All the players from the Mutineers are going to be spawning out. All they have to do is just hold 1 wave of them and stack them. Neptune's going to fly in, able to get 1 classic with the trade. Awakening with another. So that's going to slow down the Paris Legion once again, but they do have a 3 lives advantage, 1:30 on the clock. So they have some time to work with, some time to go around that A street, push around the backside, and potentially start playing some spawn kills. But as of right now, Mutineers are trying to hold, but 2 players are going to drop. 3 are going to drop for the Mutineers, and this can be the opening that the Paris Legion needed.
That's exactly what you have to do. At this point, we know how hard it can be to hold. Really got every single lane with visuals over at this bottom plane position, over at this bottom B wing. Neptune and Sky's able to find 2. Aqua, though, with the SMG eaten up. Slack's able to drop him, and really with that player falling, once Aqua goes away, that was the farthest pushed up player for Paris. So now they'll be back. They're looking to try to do it over again. Great start, at least earlier on in the round. Classic drops from the nade, and that A Street fight is going to go the way of Skies. Skies playing well. Paris with the life count advantage, but 45 seconds left. They've got 2 ticks. We'll see if Mutineers can do their best at playing some defense, and Skies not slowing down, constantly in the feed throughout this game. 11 and 11 for him, and Neptune as well toward the outside, trying to get rid of those forces. Because again, with the way that this point works, you have to look at every single lane. Aqua and Classic combined for a few, but Neptune again, 3 in a row, not allowing for Paris to get a nice little kind of push together. Not able to get really anything going as a unit, so off of spawn again, 10 seconds left. Neptune finally drops. And Skrapz has taken top plane into his own hands. Is he going to tie this one correctly? Skies toward the outside, finds 1. He'll end up getting dropped as well. Time ticking away, 2.8 seconds. Can Aqua go big on the point? And the answer is no. Florida, they hold. Came down to the wire. A solid attempt from Paris, given the start they had over at A Street. But it's really Neptune, it's Skies, it's Slack, the entire team going big in some crucial 1v1s.
Yeah, man, you saw Paris Legion. They got 4 down. They were able to put 2 ticks together, but Neptune calls him. He was just being a nuisance with that submachine gun. He pushes the outskirts, was able to get 1, and eventually drop. But Skies, you said it, stepping up when he needed to the most. He was able to go on a 5 spree, killing all the players from the Paris Legion off spawn. And then Neptune, right off spawn, pushes towards that yellow crate, forces all the players from the Paris Legion to spawn back blue, which is just setting up Skies, players like Slack and Neptune. You saw him with a huge 3-piece from that side of the map. It was a better adjustments out of Paris Legion there on their offense. Unfortunately, they're not able to close it, but that was an answer. Now they're going to go on defense. They start off with 2 dead once again. It's the worst case scenario for the Mutineers. As I say that, 2 players are going to drop for the Paris Legion, so it should try to give them some map control now.
See the way that Florida really wants to try to play this. So 1 drops, actually a teammate comes in onto Aqua. Junior's looking for top plane control, because that's really the name of the game in every mode that we have for Checkmate. If you're in top plane, you're usually going to be in a pretty good spot, and Sky's sitting above the rest. Doing a great job. Really kind of give them that focal point for the future, but Sky's up close again, shuts down Aqua. Can he escape with his life? The answer for now is no, but Florida now going to try to invest not just in their game, but also on the A point. Player 1 has to try and dip back, that being Awakening. Again, if they can get that top plane control, it's really 2 versus 1 in terms of the angles, but Skrapz says, screw the angles. 19 and 12. Up close, Matty Marshall and co. combining for a few, and how about Skrapz clearing them off of that A point? 8th Street belongs to him. Florida now left to try and push over at B. That's exactly what Aqua wants them to do. Over in tube, Awakening, he gets dropped as well, and can defense continue to be dominant? It appears that could be the case. 8 seconds left, Skies has to get in, and he will just in the nick of time, but again, it's this crossfire. It's all onto Slack. Paris start to close in the vice grip, and Slack also will fall as well. And with just 1 second left, can anybody get to the point in time? And Neptune happens to just get a toe in. 0.5 seconds on the clock. Can Florida stay alive? They're starting to rebound. They're starting to look better. But just like that, Slack falls. Paris able to wipe them out of the point with just the right amount of time. We've got ourselves a round 5 in control. And how about this play from Skrapz, Study?
The guy's just not missing, man. Phenomenal shots onto Neptune and great shots on the Slack right there to end up closing out that 3-piece. The only thing that's going to scare me is now the Mutineers are going to be on offense once again. They dropped a lot of lives in the beginning of their very second defense, which almost went in favor of the Paris Legion. So Paris Legion are going to have the preferred side. What adjustments are the Mutineers going to make? We're always talking about how great of a player Awakening is. Right now, he's 14 and 22. His team needs him to step up, especially on a map like this that can completely switch the momentum. And Classic's able to open up the first one, Fire with the second, but Slack able to bring down the numbers. Fire with 2, that's going to slow down the Mutineers' push. And now the Paris Legion should try to set up for another spawn trap.
Yeah, that's really what they want to try and do. Just try to really put yourself in the back of the base. Try to make life difficult for the Mutineers just to get out of their spawn. Really based off of those spawns because of how far pushed up Paris are at Finn. They know the look is going to be over at A. They're set up properly for it. They've got somebody watching from top lane over toward this yellow crate. They may be eyeing up the rotation, and Awakening finds 2 headshots, so that could be the opening that they've been waiting for. Skrapz trying to dip out. He also gets taken down. Classic, the last one over at A. Really, his teammates off of spawn are going to be there to hold down mid, so a good opportunity for Florida, but it's really these waves. You have to shut them down in multitudes. Trying to stay alive through the mid-map is Classic. Doing a great job at it. 2 players about to pop into his reticle. Is he going to be ready? Takes down Skies. Awakening jumps out, tries to go for the pick, and now it's Florida over at A, Florida over at B. Getting cut down. Is this going to be enough for Paris? 18 seconds left. It's been defense all round long, all game long. And Florida come away with it over at this A point. Doing good to start. Aqua bottom plane is able to take down 1. And it's all on to Slack. Can he stay alive? Can he stay alive? Wait for the team. That B point's going to be open if they can get over there. So Slack cleaned off of A, and they're going to continue to invest in it. This is what they want. Neptune does get traded. 8 seconds left, and it has to be a play somewhere. Awakening finds the 1 versus 1. Now he's going to be over at B. The fight's over at A. Going to go the way of Skies. And can they get these really both at the same time? 7 seconds left in Paris. They're going to be off of spawn. They have to get some control somewhere. That's going to be A locked in. Another minute for Florida. And they've been making some good progress, again, on both of these points, nearly at the same time. Can Awakening start to heat up? That's the first. Florida now with 2 over at B.
They just need 1 tick. So far, Florida have been dominating in the kill feed. Skies with a big kill onto Aqua. Need half a tick left. Fire trying to do everything he can to keep his team alive in this game. Awakening with 2. Awakening with 3. That's going to do it. The Florida Mutineers are going to win this map number 3 on an offensive round that we haven't seen all day, Lando. But wow, what an offensive push out of the Mutineers to put them up 2-1 in this series.
We were talking about Awakening. We were talking about, again, this offense. When was it going to happen? Who was going to steal it? And of course, it's Florida doing it when they have to. Major plays coming in from Awakening. What Neptune up close. Slack was really great all series, or really all game long. He's been great all series long as well. But oh boy, it comes in that round number 5. Insane stuff. Good effort from Legion, but really kind of toward the stretch there. It's kind of a balancing act, right? Paris, they end up going down 4. Back in their spawn, they're trying to figure out how to collect themselves. They see that A ends up going away. And really from Florida, they start to smell blood in the water. They begin to move forward, and Legion, they could just not get enough people on the point in time. As we'll go and take a look at the scorecard, again, nothing really standing out in terms of one player kind of rising above the rest. It is a team effort from Florida that gets them the W and gets them the 2-1 advantage now in the series.
Oh, man, if you're Paris Legion, this one's going to sting, man. It was only 18 seconds remaining on that last round before they even got that 8 point. All they had to do was just play the trades and not completely give up map control. They decided to send nobody towards plane. 3 are going to drop them, so they're all going to be spawning out back, right? Man, Paris Legion, they need to answer back in this hard point, man, because that was a choke.
Yeah, in Paris, it's kind of been in the hard points for them. So maybe something they've been waiting on. Is this going to be Paris's final map here in stage 1, or are we going to see an ever interesting game 5? Stick with us. Mutineers v Legion up again right after this for some hard point.
I can't lie. Haters watch it, throw the piece, tell them bye, 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 bye. I got things to do, I got bands to get. Competition up in smoke, ask me why I'm a top 10 candidate. I'm so fly, I'm so clean, and I'm rich. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. up out the way. It's ludicrous, yeah, how much I'm getting paid. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10K. No mob ties, but a player being made. Now how you spoke to your girl, better check her phone. And do you know what she doing when you not at home? And when she tell you she alone, but she not alone. She got a lot of options, eeny, miny, mo. She gon' do what she want, ain't no stopping it all. Pour the liquor in the cup, yeah, I'm topping it off. I might take your girl, take a trip to the mall. Put the shelf in the bag, yeah, cause I'm copping it all. I'm saying, they can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. They can't stop it, they can't stop the kid. Say the numbers, I'm running it up.
Florida Mutineers, brilliant players all round.
It's all on the slack. This is it.
Just straight up winning the gunfights.
Now it's looking a bit spicy. Skies on a rampage right now. Run, Florida! This could be huge. Big weight.
Awareness level 99 for Awakening.
And Neptune starting to look a bit nasty. Welcome to the COD League, young man.
Florida just pulled out some magic to make it happen.
And what a show they're putting on for us.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stage 1 Major, currently in a gauntlet of a series between Paris Legion and the Florida Mutineers. Mutineers able to rebound really in the clutch in these past 2 games, winning the Miami SD in round 10 and winning that checkmate control in the final round. It was offense that was able to do it, but now coming into this next hard point, let's go and revisit the stats primarily for Paris. It was this man Fire, right? 28 and 15, a minute and 42 in the hill. He's really one of the better objective players for Paris, really all throughout the stage here study. But I tell you what, man, he was definitely doing it in regards to that first hard point, playing well. And tell you what, it's not going to be easy for Legion to lock this one up. It's not going to be easy for them to send this to a game 5, primarily because of Awakening. Good old Big Wake, baby.
Big Wake, man. And the thing that scares me is that these guys are going into a raid hard point. So far, Florida are 1-0, Paris are 1-2. So hopefully Paris have made the adjustments to fix their game on this map at number 4. But Awakening is awake, man. We saw him at the very end of that last round pick up a 3-piece to solidify that map for his team. We saw him in the Search and Destroy making play after play. He's #1 overall in KD. Guy's probably the best in the game, so I'm looking forward to this raid hardpoint right here to see if they're able to close it out or if Paris Legion have the answer. Because like I said, in that map number 3, I felt like Paris should have been able to close that out, but they find themselves now with their backs against the wall, 1 map away from being eliminated from the first major.
Yeah, and then you talk about that 1 hardpoint victory that Florida have. It was really yesterday versus the Surge when Skies goes off, really to start things at P1. I believe it goes on an 11-0 streak. Twitter was wild. Miles was losing control. It was excellent. And for Paris, it's a little bit scary. You have to be looking out for Skies coming into not just this game, not just this series, but specifically this hill, right? When it comes down to the way that he was playing yesterday. Awakening, Op Laundry looking to try to clear out the hill, make it easier for the subs, and easier it will be as Slacked on the flank. Able to drop down a few, a 3v1 over now at P1. Fire drops and the consistent slaying early from Awakening. We'll see what Florida has up their sleeves. They've got the preferred rotation. They have spawns for P2. And again, sometimes it can be a juggling act when you're in this first rotation. Make sure you don't lose that spawn, trying to issue forces elsewhere. A good start and great piece in early from the Mutineers, but take a look at Classic. He makes his way as Fire finds 2 inside of the point. Classic trying to make some work happen toward the back flank, but it's nothing doing. Solid work early coming in from Florida in every single portion of the map.
Yeah, Florida, they just had all their players spawning back rock area towards the top basketball side. Classic was trying to flip those spawns, but instead of going around basketball, he decides to go straight through kitchen and flank laundry. At that point, it was too late, so now the Mutineers are going to be set up for this P2. But if you're Legion, great time off that P1 hardpoint once again. So far, they're starting off hot. Fire going through this money window, trying to slide in with this SMG, able to take down 1 in Skies. Pulls out the Diamondcon, trying to clean up the second, but Classic's there for the help. So now the Mutineers have to try to break in from both sides. Slack winning a big gunfight around the backside. So they should set up a pinch. The Classic's going huge every time he needs to in this hard point.
And good work from Classic. It looked a little bit dire there for a moment. Black on the flank very well could have broken up this HP and given all the remainder of the time over to Florida, but the Legion hold well. Again, Classic on the 3 spree, but take a look at this play from Aqua. We talk about a number of different times, these crucial 1v1s that end up going the other way. And again, it slacked. 8-3 to start off this hardpoint. There was a lot of talk really about his KD specifically. One of the lowest in the CDL in hardpoint has really been one of the driving forces for Florida, making the crucial kills. Obviously, he's starting off well in this HP, hoping to continue to do it. As Neptune, he's got not just 1, but 2 in his line sights. Trying to make sure that left side of the map is going to be clear for Florida early. And we know Garage sometimes can get a little bit tense from time to time. Awakening, he's aware. He's looking toward that weight side, and the nice trades come in from Florida. They've got 30 seconds left, and they're looking to grab every single second of it. Paris not able to find an angle.
Yeah, and so there's a great hold for the Mutineers. Great bounce back hard point on this P3. The only thing is you have to get out towards that basketball court. Don't die on that hill. You want to make sure you get all this time eventually to take that lead. But it's going to give enough time for Paris Legion now to fully set up for basketball. But as I say that, Skies with some great shots onto Classic, able to take him down. Still not going to slow down the push, though. Paris Legion still have a full setup, all depending on how much longer they can hold this for. Try to build this lead a little bigger.
And what a shot from Fire. Well, I doubt it was a Krig. I want to say it was an XM4, but speaking of nice shots, slacked again. We can't stop talking about him. Stealing the Thunder away from Fire, and now has the opportunity for the 1 versus 1. Now a 1v2 as Aqua enters the fray. Nice trades, not just from the front, but also the back. As Legion are locked in, Florida with the spawns now. And Awakening looking to try and guide him into the HP. Nice work early as Neptune finds 3. A huge triple kill coming in from the rookie as they lock up what is a major hill for them. Did well at P2, P3, now doing it here at basketball. And this is going to be the Mutineers taking not just a solid sequence, but also taking the lead. Nice kills coming in from Fire, but again, it's going to have to be good plays from Legion. You lose that one over at basketball, and now it's not trying to use basketball references, but now they get a rebound here over at P5. Good opportunity for them to do so, but a few different looks, few different angles for Florida. Looking to echo in from both sides.
Classic was trying to do everything that he could from that raid side. He was able to take down 1, but here comes Skrapz with 2 of his own. Slacks on the backside of this hardpoint. He's going to drop as well. Aqua with some great shots onto Neptune to slow down the push from the Mutineers now. Paris Legion's lead is starting to build slowly but surely. Skies with some great shots onto Fire. So far, this has been a phenomenal hold on this P5 hardpoint. It's all about trying to get across to the opposite side and trying to chain P1 and P5 together. And it's looking like the Mutineers are going to be able to pick up this remaining 15 seconds on this P1, on this P5 hardpoint, but Paris Legion are doing everything they can to try to win a rotation for the second rotation of hardpoint.
Guys is trying to get rid of a lot of that progress that has been made. So point going to be clear. Florida with 2 men inside of it already. And Awakening hanging out in that back top art spot is going to try to cut down the Legion. Good early setup, and Neptune continuing to be problematic as Paris actually dive on in, and it's Fire. It's Fire finding all 3. Classic as well finds the 4th. A clean wipe from Florida as Paris walk right in. And really not an easy hardpoint to break on into, but they're able to do it. Again, it's the rookies making the plays as Fire's up to 21 and 10. Nice shots coming in from Awakening as back and forth we go. Florida now with the time. Awakening going to be on this 3 spree, but again, we talked about this hardpoint. It was really Fire. We looked at the stats. It was him and that initial one. Trying to do it again. Florida now on the flank, trying to reset this rotation, trying to get the spawns in their favor. Few big fights, but Paris looked to be holding well.
Yeah, so far Paris just completely give up that P1. They commit towards that P2 hardpoint. Let everybody through kitchen. The only thing is now they have to win every single gunfight, or they will be spawning out. Awakening is going to come from waterside, able to take down Classic. Now this is going to give the Mutineers players all those back spawns, but Aqua going big with another 2-piece in this hardpoint, forcing all the players from the Mutineers to now spawn at pillars. Paris Legion so far have held the first 2 waves on this Hardpoint Classic with a big killer on the back, so that eliminates that pinch from happening. All the players from the Mutineers trying to flood through the front, but every trade is going in the Classic with 2 right there. So now you have to try to focus on the rotation now. But Mutineers are just going to give this up and fully commit for that P3 Garage Hill and try to take that lead with a full 60 hold once again.
Now we get to see the stats for a moment from Skrapz. 9 and 19. Not normal numbers from him, and really this recent stint from Paris Legion. Trying to find a few picks, and he'll be able to drop Neptune. So that water side is going to be clear now for Paris. You see Slacked on out to his teammates, wanting to know exactly when they're going to be back to join alongside him. We'll see if this can work out. Again, the AR's looking to try to get an angle. Fire from the side is able to take down Neptune, but it's Slacked on the floor. Dropping him left and right, but Skrapz wins the engagement, and that's Paris, who are able to break on in. Slow and steady wins the race. Can they get to 200? And you bet they will. 200 reach for Paris. The 32-second advantage is now Skrapz has to look toward his backside. Spawning over at Mansion are the Mutineers, and they are not happy about dropping this HP, but they're just going to have to deal with it. Legion, they break, and that is a huge moment in the game, an opportunity for Florida to level it up, but the Legion say no, and now back to basketball court. A much-needed hill for the Mutineers as Paris look to try to break inside a kitchen.
They need to hold this kitchen, but unfortunately 2 players are going to drop. Now you see all the Mutineers players spawning in the backside. Skrapz and Aqua pushing around the back. Aqua trying to do everything he can, but Slack with a big 2-piece to eliminate the spawns. Front flipping. Skies with the 3rd. Look at all the Paris Legion players spawning out towards back rock. Are they going to be setting up a pinch? Neptune and Slack read it perfectly. That's going to be 3 down once again for the Legion. So far, the Mutineers are doing a tremendous hold on this basketball hardpoint. They should be able to take the lead. The only thing is, it's going to be going to a P5 between these 2 teams. And the first time, Paris Legion held it pretty beautifully. Slack's on a 5 spree. He's really stepping up when his team needs him to. They're eventually going to take this lead. But how are they going to decide to break this P5? Last time they had 2 players push through ring. Unfortunately, they both dropped. It all has to come in sync for the players from on the Mutineer side. Can Paris Legion hold right here and potentially force it to a map 5?
Legion looking to lock it down. This one coming to the wire. Legion will retake the lead. But again, like you said, Study, it comes down to how Florida win to break this. Really from that P1 side is where Florida looks to try to issue out the orders. Skies is able to find 2, and just like that, there's going to be the break. Neptune, be ultra careful there, my friend, with the trophies. Every angle having to be watched. Classic trying to make his way up toward the water steps, but Skies, again, continuing with the streak. Can he stay up? 5 in a row. Paris, are they going to be able to get to the point in time? Just a few seconds left. There goes Classic, and Skies is going to end things out on a high note as the Florida Mutineers shut the door and lock up this series. A wonderful hardpoint all game long, but it comes down to P5. Paris had the setup. Florida, they break on in. And what a game it was. What a performance it was. And Skies and back-to-back raid hardpoints goes big for the team and seals the deal here for the Mutineers.
Oh, man, what a phenomenal series from the Mutineers, man. These guys showed life. They were down 1-4 in the search and destroy. They won 5 rounds straight to close out that map number 2. And then even when they go to the control, we were talking about it, offense is a really difficult side to win, especially on a map like Checkmate. But they get it done, man. Then they go into this last map. Fortunately, a couple of their setups just weren't fully set up. They were getting broken easy by the Paris Legion, but when they needed to the most, man, on that P5 hardpoint, kills go down at raid. Eventually, you set up the pinch. Phenomenal series from the Mutineers to bounce back in this one.
And you know, it wasn't the cleanest series. There were different moments where we were talking about, hey, we need certain guys to step up. Maybe a little bit of a slower performance in regards to that first hardpoint. But really, there was just a number of different little plays. Again, it wasn't the same dominance that we saw versus the Surge. But hey, it is what it is. Skrapz, obviously not happy about the loss. But you got to give some props to the other side. Again, they made it difficult for Florida. These map victories weren't easy. Again, we talk about the 6-4 in the S&D, goes to a round 5 in the control. and what, an 11-point victory here in the hardpoint as well. Paris, they gave it their all. Paris Legion, Paris Legion, Paris Legion. They tried, but again, it's the Mutineers just too strong right now. And again, it's kind of this wave that the team has been on. When it kind of came down to that series versus Seattle, it just looked like the team started to flip a switch, Study.
Yeah.
And again, I think it was, it really has been a team effort throughout this entire process. We talked about Neptune's, 1v4 clutch yesterday. We talked about the big plays coming in from Skies and Awakening at different moments. But in that last hardpoint, a majority of the time, it was Slacked. Slacked making the plays, a team effort again for Florida. And my goodness, what a match it was. What a match it was. But let's go ahead and revisit here for our scuff play of the game. Let's go and revisit this hardpoint at a crucial point in the game. Again, it's this setup. You called it out, Study. Legion, they have to lock it up. But Florida, they're able to break again from all sides. This is what seals the deal.
Yeah, you see right off the rip, 2 players from the Mutineers push around that back laundry side. The only player alive on that side of the map is going to be Classic. Last time, Classic won one, and then he dropped. This time, he drops easy. At the same time, Skies is able to win a gunfight on those water steps. At that point, you got players coming from pillars, players coming from kitchen, players coming from water steps. It's just too much for Paris Legion to watch there. Just phenomenal push from the Mutineers there to close out this map number 4. Oh, man, but if you're Paris Legion, you got to take some good away from this series, man. You should have been able to close this out. You were up 4-1 in that search and destroy. You had the defensive round on that round number 5 in the control. Man, but Mutineers, they just clutch up, man. They show why they are a really different team ever since yesterday watching them.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, right? It comes down to that clutch factor, especially in the major. Stage 1, it's not over by any means just yet. Elimination games still to come. But folks, we're going to head to a quick little break. When we come back, it is Lottie and Nameless breaking down the action and setting up our final series of the day.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We're here on the desk and I've got for you your schedule presented by US Army. We've seen plenty of action today, but I've got to say that Florida Mutineers versus Paris Legion game was a banger, and at one point I honestly could have said that either team were walking away with this. It was pretty close considering the scoreline in game. But I've got to say, Nameless though, man, I want to hear from you because this game was pretty big. And obviously the winner of that was then going to move on to meet New York Subliners, who did get a hot 3-0 against them. So how do you think Mutineers are actually going to stack up against New York?
I think they're going to stack up very well. I mean, you think about this team and who's been performing for them, right? It's been Awakening and it's been Skies. They've both been playing absolutely phenomenal throughout their last 2 series. And in the last series we saw in New York, Diamondcon and Clay completely underperformed. Just nothing like what we saw during the 2 weeks of the stage, right? So those are the ARs for the squad, and right now going into the series, I would predict for the Mutineers ARs to outplay them. So I think Subliners have something to go back and watch and maybe look up on and do their research. But going to that series, I'd be very worried as a Subliner fan.
Yeah, I think, you know, the bracket is starting to build now, folks, and it's very interesting to see where we're left at. I mean, obviously, LA Thieves fall to LAG, 3-0. Who would have called that one? I certainly didn't, and my pick'ems are suffering. But we also have Røkkr and Ultra next, and the question is, you know, can Toronto Ultra really pull this upset with Røkkr? How are they going to do this, do you think, Nameless?
They can. Røkkr have not been that great of a hardpoint team. You know, some people are saying that, you know, they got a little bit better, etc. Well, they did win a checkmate, and they have also won a raid. So those are the AR maps. But when it inevitably gets to a sub map, they're going to lose that. And Toronto, in the beginning of the stage, excuse me, they were fantastic at hardpoints. They have to get back to their roots, get back to being dominant at hardpoint, take both of those, and in this series, I think they have a great chance.
I think so too, and you know what? We're going to find out very shortly, Nameless. Loving the blue on you today, by the way, bro. Absolutely loving that. We're going to go to a quick break right now, folks, but when I come back, yes, me, I'm going to be speaking to Slacked for your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Stick with us. Hello, this is your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight, and joining me this time I have Slacked from the Florida Mutineers. My dude, I've got to talk specific with you because there were so many moments in that series that I wanted to pick your brain on, and one in particular, Game 3, we got control, you're on offense, there is literally 18 seconds left on the clock in this potential round 5 hit, and you need to cap A to get this win across the board. What is going on the comms, down the wire, in the headphones between you and your teammates? What are you saying to the boys to get this done?
To be honest with you, we knew like at the end of the control, we just needed to get like a wave of kills. If we got like one wave of kills, we could win it. And we actually saw fire push our side of the A point. I was bottom wing and I ended up cleaning up Classic. Caesar slid onto the point and killed the last guy, and we stacked it. And once that happened, we were like, oh my gosh, we can actually win this. I think the kills were like 9 to 12 or something like that. We had a tick on B. We transitioned. Honestly, I don't even think we were really communicating because it was just so fast and hectic. But we ended up clutching up in the end. Joe got a crazy 3-piece, helped us secure the B point, and we closed the map out.
Hey, look, if you've got to rely on instinct, and that's the instinct, and you take it across the finish line, mate, then I hold my hands up because that's just solid. Loving that. Obviously, you guys had a bit of a slow start against Paris, and you're meeting New York Subliners next. Big matchup, that one. What are you guys going to do to prepare heading into that match to ensure that you really do bring it to them for that first respawn?
Honestly, I think just playing with confidence and playing our game. I think in some of these series we've kind of started out slow, and if we can continue to just
start out hot, someone catches momentum on our team, we're so good, like when someone starts out strong. So I think really just carrying forward, like I said, just try and start out strong and continue the pace of the game, keep it ours. And I think versus the New York Subliners, we should be able to do that, and it'll be a good series.
Fantastic. I look forward to seeing it, Slack. Thank you so much for joining me, and best of luck on your journey through the rest of the major.
Thank you.
There you have it, folks. We're going to head to a quick break right now, but when we come back, we have our final game of the night. Somebody is going home yet again. We need to find out who, so please stick with us as we head on into this Ultra versus Røkkr matchup.
Welcome back, folks, to the CDL Stage 1 Major. The elimination games only continue, and this one, oh, it's personal. The Battle of the North, Minnesota Røkkr taking on the Toronto Ultra. Again, elimination game, loser, you're done. 0 money, you get 10 CDL points. I think that's really about it. But Study, this is going to be fun. Our 4th opportunity in CDL history to see the Battle of the North go down.
Oh, man, I cannot wait to see this battle between these two teams, man. So far, when you're talking about the Røkkr, their strength is going to be search and destroy. Their hard point hasn't been up to par when you're talking about these players from across the board, but I'm expecting that to go up. Now, they're going up against the Toronto Ultra, who were coming off of a hot series yesterday, going all the way to a Game 5. So I can't wait for this series.
Well, I think the maps are nearly about ready to go. So with that, let's go ahead and meet our teams. Let's start things off first with the Minnesota Røkkr.